Yeah, Chicks in the Office, long-time listener, first-time caller.
Look at the charts, who does it the best? 2 chicks getting paid in reality checks. You can find them at the gym, it's not even a flex. Last minute red carpet, flew them out on a jet. Yeah, they're who you wanna be, they're always on your screen. 2 queens and they might be spilling royalty. A lot of topics that are popping here to get into. I know a show that you probably wanna listen to. Who turned the heat up, turn the beat up, record the pod, made a bag, put their feet up. The ones that leave no crumbs when they clean up. Who's the pod that they all wanna meet up? Who turned the heat up, turn the beat up, record the pod, made a bag, put their feet up. The ones that leave no crumbs when they clean up. Who's the pod that they all wanna meet up?
As Laura Mariano once said, watch out, Jay-Z.
My mom commented on the clip, Jay-Z who? Question mark, question mark, question mark.
That's right, man. That's right.
That's
Watch
good,
out,
right?
Jay-Z.
And did you catch the I Know-a show?
Wow.
What's up, everyone? It's Chicks in the Office with Rhea and Fran, giving you that Friday energy on a Wednesday. Maybe you're listening on Thursday. It could be Friday energy on a Thursday since this is a late release on Wednesday. We'll get to the reason for that very soon. But guys, how about that new song? How about that new song?
It's really, really fantastic. Roan and Jetski did an amazing job. I know we haven't loved what we had going on before.
No.
And Roan started doing a new series where he was taking other Barstool shows and personalities and giving them theme songs. And we were like, please do our show. Please fix it. And he did. It was amazing.
Yep.
It really is amazing. I mean,
Hey, Trent.
hello.
Should we intro Trent?
Yeah, Trent's here. Trent's
Thank you.
By the way, Trent's in studio, which was huge because I texted Trent and was like, hey, do you want to come on the podcast on Wednesday and zoom in? And he was like, I'm actually going to be in the office. And I was like, whoa.
Yeah, it worked out. I'm randomly in New York City on a random Wednesday, but I'm excited to be here. The intro is amazing. Shout out to Roan. Shout out to Jetski. They do incredible work. Every time a clip from Roan.com comes out, especially when it comes to the intro songs, it's a must watch because they really are that good.
Yeah, honestly, so good. We told Roan, we saw him passing last week. We're like, work on one for us, maybe, because Fran had seen people were commenting that he needed to make one for Chicks in the Office, and then Roan is so humble when it comes to this stuff because he was like, if it sucks, like it may suck. And we're like, we know it's not going to suck. Like it never sucks. It never ever sucks. So shout out to Roan and Jetski because it's incredible. Little tidbits in there, the Noah show. So little shout outs to Noah in there. Incredible.
I like that it's in the intro because I'm like, you kind of can't get rid of me now.
Yeah,
it's
and now
in
we
the intro song.
Were you worried about that?
Yeah, it's always in the back of your mind.
It's like job security. I'm in the intro now.
Yeah, like they'd have to have him re-record the intro, and that's a whole thing.
It's like, Roan, hey, we're getting rid of Noah.
Just to keep him around.
right.
I really like that that's your first thought.
Yeah, of
I
course.
really like that.
The song still works without him.
No, but you'd have to have him re-record it and have to come up with
he
another
still
one.
says, he just says no. It's like no.
People, yeah.
Right, like right
Friends
now.
like, no, we could get rid of you.
no, Trent didn't pick up on the Noah line
Neither
when he
did
first
I,
heard
honestly.
it. So
Yeah, that is
You're
true.
doing-
It's a pun right now.
Well, everyone knows about it now.
yes,
It's true. We
100%.
have made it very clear now, so it wouldn't work. It wouldn't work, but it is amazing. And now we got chicks, and Jetski was like, "They could do this at their live show, chicks."
They thought of everything.
Yeah,
Everything.
amazing stuff. Our episode is out late, as you can tell, obviously, because Charlie is on the episode today. With the timing of when the Islander gets sent home and then when we're able to do interviews, we couldn't interview him until 7:00 Wednesday night, Eastern time. So we figured, all right, instead of waiting until Friday to release that interview, we'll just delay the Wednesday episode. And there's no Love Island episode tonight, Wednesday. So we're feeding you some Love Island on a night that there is none. We're going to do a full recap with Trent because huge news, everybody. This is major news.
Ladies
You
and
guys
gentlemen.
know him as Luggage Guy Trent. This man has converted to a Love Island watcher.
Yeah, I really have. And it took me a long time and I just sort of denied doing it. And you guys were always like, you have to watch Love Island. Like, it's such a good show. It's so interesting. Like, we can talk about it. blah, blah, blah. And I just never did it. And I wanted to keep my reality TV circle small just because I feel like if I start coloring outside of the lines in terms of the Bachelor universe, I'm just going to get obsessed with all of it. And then that's going to be my life. So I was nervous about that part of it. Rhea, go ahead.
That's our life. I was just raising my hand like you were talking about us.
It
seemed like you were talking about us.
No, but I'm saying that's good for like, because you guys do a podcast a bunch of times a week and you get to talk about it. If I were to watch all of the reality TV that exists and then I didn't really have an outlet for it on a week-to-week basis, I think I would go insane. So, but I picked up on Love Island. Honestly, the reason why I started watching was because you guys invited me to do the live show in Maine, which was awesome. We had such a good time. Shout out to Ogunquit. That place, I actually really like that place.
I wanna go back.
rocks. Yeah.
I do too. And
Should we make it an annual thing where the four of us come back to a
We FaceTime Noah Khan every time.
he's like, all right, year 3, he's like, I can't do this anymore. And I honestly, I hadn't been keeping up on The Bachelor, and I didn't know like what I was going to talk about with you guys. I was like, I need to have something to talk about. Otherwise, I'm going to get up on stage and you guys are going to be like, what's new? And I'm going to say nothing. And I couldn't do, so I was like, all right, I'm going to watch Love Island. And I think 4 episodes or 5 episodes had been up at that point. I watched them on a plane, which I put up on my Insta story the other day. That's a grind. Watching Love Island on a plane with other people, lace and leather, a lot of ass shaking. It's pretty weird.
You need to get a private screen.
So a bunch of people told me that. I got to get one of those.
Yeah, I actually hate when people have private screens because it's like now I can't see what you're doing.
Also, doesn't that sort of make you look like even more of a weirdo?
Sometimes I'm like, why do you have, like, my sister has a private screen and I'm like, why do you have
like,
that?
Are you are you in the CIA?
Yeah, like what? Why do you have that private screen? And honestly, we were home like a couple weeks ago. I think it was what was it? I forget, for something.
Father's Day?
No, I remember I didn't go home for Father's Day.
Oh,
Memorial Day
right,
weekend.
right.
Memorial Day weekend.
Yeah, Memorial Day
And
weekend.
my brother and I were trying to look at something on my sister's phone. And my brother was like, I can't see it. And I was like, what do you mean? I'm right next to you. Look. He's like, I can't. You have to face it. And I'm like, what's going on? And then in that moment, we realized she had a private screen. And we were like, what the hell do you have this for?
So that's what I'm worried about.
Yeah.
So, but I'll probably.
So I would be judging you hard.
I know, but I think it's probably better to get one and have people be like, what's that guy looking at? As opposed to the guy next to me on a plane looking over and Olandria and all these people are just shaking ass everywhere. So long story short, I started watching this to have something to talk about in Maine, and wouldn't you know it, I just became obsessed with it immediately. And now I can't stop watching the episodes as soon as they come out. Rhea and I were texting last night. I was flying from Omaha to New York, and the Wi-Fi didn't work. Yeah. And I just didn't have Wi-Fi, and I couldn't watch it, and it was driving me insane. So I'm all in on Love Island. I'm fully in.
Yeah. Trent, I've now seen you freak out twice about no Wi-Fi in a very short amount of time, because in Maine we talked about the no Wi-Fi situation, but that was because of Noah Khan.
Was it?
Partially.
Like when you
Not
were like
completely.
when you were like
Not
walking, pacing
completely.
around in the parking lot. That was like 2 hours before the show.
Well, there's 2 things. 1, I wanted to be able to FaceTime Noah Khan, and 2, I am fully addicted to the internet.
Yeah. That's what I thought it was.
I mean,
I'd be the same way.
Yeah, I mean, everybody's addicted to the internet now, but it's also part of our job. So anytime I don't have it, I'm always thinking like something's going on that I can't respond to or figure out. So no,
Trent thinks Dave is calling him any single time he loses service.
every time my signal drops out, I'm like, well, Dave's calling me right now. He's calling
Trent,
me.
can you?
And I sadly have that same thing. I got a lymphatic drainage massage earlier today, and I was off my phone for like an hour tops. The whole time I'm like, am I missing something? Could I be getting contacted right now about something?
100%.
Like that fear is still in you a little bit. Yeah.
A lot of it, yeah.
Trent, can you explain? Because we kind of tried to, but now that we have you here, it makes a lot more sense for you to do it. On where the relationship with Noah Khan even came from.
Yeah, it kind of came out of the blue. So a couple of years ago, he DM'd me and was like, "Hey, man,
look at
Celebrity.
no," it was stunning. I think I had maybe followed him because he had been following me, and I was like, I was starting to get into his music, and I was like, oh, nice, I'll give this guy a follow. And he DM'd me and was like, hey, man, I'm starting to get into golf. I love your breaking 100 videos. I love your breaking 90 videos. I'm a huge fan of him. I was like, man, I'm a huge fan of your music. Like, this is crazy that we're messaging back and forth. And we just sort of kept that relationship. He came to Madison Square Garden a few months after that, and I was living in New York City, and I was like, dude, if I could get tickets to this show, that would be incredible. And he was like, yeah, for sure. I'll give you, it was me and Frankie and Marina, who also works at Barstool. And we all went to the Noah Khan show and met him afterwards in the green room. That was the first time we met in person.
Oh my God,
and
you guys were like pen pals.
Right, we were pen pals for a few months there. And
I
then
was picturing like a big moment where they see each other like down the hall. Like
it was emotional, you know? I had tears streaming down my face. And then we met and we stayed in contact. And then he was again in New York for something, and him and I went golfing with Frankie and his buddy, and we just kept that relationship going. I mean, we don't see each other that often, but we do text, and you know, the Masters is going on. He put out a Masters theme song. I was texting him about that, and he's really cool and like a very normal and down to earth guy. So when you guys were doing the show in Maine, another thing I was like, I need to bring something to this show. I've got Love Island opinions, but if I can get Noah Khan on a FaceTime, I think that would be amazing. So I texted him earlier in the day and was like, if you're around, it would be awesome if I could FaceTime you from this live show in Maine. I was like, if you're busy, that's fine. If you just don't want to do it, that's totally fine. And he was like, I'll do it absolutely. And then, yeah, we FaceTimed during the show. He picked up and it worked out.
Wow. I mean, it was the most you ever brought to the show ever.
100%. I've never contributed to a live show. I've done like
you had Love Island takes and you had Noah Khan.
I don't know, something about that show had me nervous about like I got to bring something. Well,
and we haven't been together in a while. We don't know if the chemistry's still there, the rapport, like we're just not sure anymore. So it's like, wow, thank God you came with something.
And again, I really haven't been watching The Bachelor, and it's like
it's sad.
I know.
Are you gonna watch Paradise?
I think I'm gonna give it a shot.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, are you gonna give it a shot? Are you guys gonna watch?
I definitely am. They just announced all the olds. It should be good. The goldies.
But how hard is it to watch after you watched Love Island?
So hard. That's what I've been saying for years. That's why I was becoming annoying when I would be like, well, it's not Love Island, but that's how hard it is. Like, you can't compare, especially because I think you grow an attachment to these people, and it's so like weird to even say that you grow an attachment to these people, but you watch them on your TV every single night. So it's hard to not grow attached to them, even if like, you know, you start off because people, I don't know if you know this, but people were so into the last season. Season 6 was like, you know, Love Island had been on for years. UK, we've watched whatever big seasons, but like USA like took off last year.
Yeah.
So now with this upcoming season, people were nervous, like, oh, are we going to like it as much? It always takes a week to get into it. All of a sudden, you're now attached to these characters more than you were the last season. So it's like, it's just a different feeling than Bachelor that's week to week and kind of the same formula that we've seen for a long time before that we've seen Love Island.
It's just so different in that, I mean, when you're the Bachelor franchise, you're so connected to ABC because that's the network that puts your show on, that there's no swearing. Mm-hmm. The level of ass shaking and horniness and hardcore makeouts in Love Island as opposed to Bachelor is night and day.
I mean, they're putting black boxes over their bikinis still on the Bachelor.
Right. So I didn't realize that it was going to be that different. And I don't know. I'm sure I'll tune into Bachelor in Paradise, but man, Love Island is just sort of, that's the future for sure. Mm-hmm. For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, you would get nervous. I mean, we used to be like, oh my God, The Bachelor, he kissed 3 women on the first night. What a disaster. Like now it's like you watch Love Island, they're the first episode, the first challenge, they're all making out with each other. We're like, yeah, that's normal.
Yeah, and if they're not, you're like Bella, you're like, why isn't she kissing everybody?
Right. Yeah. The thing that's amazing about the Love Island challenges, and I love them, is that there is no challenge. It's like the wood, the wood chopping down of the wood of the tree was like, they're just trying to get everybody to kiss each other. Mm-hmm. That's it. There's no winner. There's no loser. People cry and people get upset, but the whole goal is just to make everybody make out with everybody else.
It's like their version of like 7 Minutes in Heaven or Spin the Bottle. Like they're just like, how can we get these people to kiss? It is officially Truly season. Summer is here, which means it's finally the return of the Truly Pool Party Pack. We've been on tour. We're drinking Trulies on stage. We're drinking Trulies with our listeners. And right now you can get the Pool Party Pack. Everyone's favorite summer drink lineup is back with 4 refreshing flavors. Limited edition. You get the Peach Plunge, Strawberry Kiwi Splash, Blood Orange Bliss, and Red, White, and True. Strawberry Kiwi Splash is perfect. Love that. Blood Orange Bliss as well. Absolutely love. It's perfect for the pool, perfect for the party, perfect for our live shows, perfect for attending a live show, especially, you know, in the summer and while it gets really hot. So find Truly Hard Seltzer and the new limited time only pool party pack at a store near you or located at trulyhardseltzer.com. Speaking of the challenge, we can go into recapping Monday and Tuesday night's episodes. Paige DeSorbo did talk about what happened on Giggly Squad. People were wondering why. I think it was Sunday night or Monday night. Sunday night. Wondering why she had just left the challenge. Like, they were like, Paige DeSorbo had to step out, the voiceover, and she was just gone. She did talk about on Giggly Squad, she felt faint. She got super hot. She was wearing this suede turtleneck dress that she had worn before on the after show for Summer House. People were wondering why she wore this dress because Paige DeSorbo is not an outfit repeater. Outfit repeating's fine. She just is such a fashion queen that people were like, what? I can't believe she's repeating an outfit on Love Island. She told the story. She had 4 Love Island dresses specifically like made. They wanted a lumberjack theme, so she looked in her closet, sent a picture of this dress. They said they want that dress. She had to wear it for this challenge. They're in the Fiji heat. They're doing this for hours. She feels like she's going to puke, so she steps off. She does that. She comes back. Then she felt too dizzy, had to step off, couldn't continue. So she legitimately almost passed out in front of all the Islanders to do that challenge. And people were wondering where she had gone. So that is the answer for that.
Wow.
Yeah, it's hot, especially peak day. If they were starting in the morning and they were going for hours and hours, it looks like they were probably filming that challenge for a really long time. And she said, you know, between the suede dress, the mic pack, you know, you got like a hot mic pack on the back of your neck. Like, it's just a recipe.
The hair
for
extensions.
Recipe for disaster.
Yeah, my God.
So, I mean, when we went to the villa last summer, just walking around the villa when we were taking social content, and it was, you know, the middle of the day, it was obscenely hot. Like, we were sweating our asses off.
Oh my God, I remember being like my hair was sticking to my face.
Oh,
and just trying to grab it off. And we were practically naked. Like, I was in a
in
bikini.
overalls, so I was,
we wore as little clothes as we possibly could.
And seriously, bare minimum, and we were dying. So I can only imagine being in that. So yeah, that's what happened there. But we've obviously have had a crazy week of episodes. And, you know, Tuesday night was the big shebang. People thought it was going to happen. They thought that Huda was going to go home, and she did not. But I guess we can rewind a little bit and talk about Charlie was sent home. We'll discuss that with Charlie on this episode. And it was because Fran and I talked about this. The viewers voted. And did you know that was a thing, Trent?
No, again, I'm so new to this show that I'm going in blind. Like, I still don't know what Casa Amor is. I don't know what.
You still don't know?
No, I've been trying to avoid.
Okay.
I don't know what movie night is. I
feel like it's better if he doesn't know.
Yeah, because when you put on your TV and they announce it's Casa Amor Day, and you find out what it is, like, I don't want to ruin that for you because watching that show for the first time and realize and learning what Casa Amor is for the first time and movie night, you're like, oh my God, you're like hollering at the TV. So I won't take that away from you.
It's been a really great experience, actually. Just like, I'm basically starting a whole new show that I obviously know is very popular and a lot of people watch it, but this is my first season and I'm learning things as I go along. So I'm very excited to learn what all of those things are.
So the voting, there's an app so people can vote, and we know that they voted for Jeremiah and Iris to be together. Huda, we left off. Huda was like, does America hate me, or is America seeing a side of Jeremiah that we're not seeing? And what I love is that America has become a character in this show because they're all talking about America.
Yes.
Just so openly.
They really do. They go like, well, how do you think America feels? Like, it's a person. And also, Huda did the thing where not only did she ask those 2 questions, but she also threw it at Iris and said, well, I think another reason might be is because Iris expressed interest in Jeremiah. And so they wanted Iris and Jeremiah to get together. It's the voting, putting something like that into the hands of America, and America can do the funniest thing every time they do it. Like, that's a chaos type of thing that I did not expect to see, but it's amazing. It really is.
It's insane. And so now the aftermath of that is Jeremiah and Iris are coupled up, and they wake up the next morning. Jeremiah had not checked on Huda after the vote. He doesn't check on Huda immediately. Then he hears Huda in the shower calling him a bitch, a liar, going off. He hears that. He tries to he says to her, I'm not a liar, by the way. She walks off. She doesn't want to talk. They go to bed. Jeremiah sleeps in bed with Iris because that's what happens now when you're in a couple. They sleep in bed. I think Huda expected Jeremiah to maybe sleep outside, but Ace is taking up the fucking bed in Soul Ties because he doesn't want to be near Amaya.
Right.
So he's taking up that bed. So where Jeremiah even going to sleep? Maybe in bed with Ace? I don't know. So then they wake up. They get their text that they're going on triple date. So it's Hannah and Pepe, Alandria and Jalen, Jeremiah and Iris. Obviously, this is not okay with Huda.
No.
This is not okay. They go on the date. Jeremiah and Iris, I don't know if there's a connection there, if they're just chatting. It doesn't seem like there's a strong connection. I mean, how even could there be? With, Huda around, it's a whole thing. They come back. Hannah and Pepe are already making out, by the way. We thought that Hannah was never going to breathe again after Charlie got sent home. Her tongue was down Pepe's throat the next morning.
She was devastated when Charlie left, and you did think I even in the back of my head I was like, is she gonna leave with Charlie?
Mm-hmm.
They're so into each other, and then immediately just making out fully. So I think she's moved on pretty quickly.
I think so too. Alandria and Jalen's giving Alandria a little massage. We see all that. They come back, and this is just hilarious television. Huda puts her sunglasses on and is laying on the blue lounge chair, acting like she's been like that the entire day.
I was slapping my knee, laughing.
I also was. Some moments are laugh out loud funny.
Yeah, it was incredible.
She really is. It's it's cartoon character-esque where you can't believe what she's doing. And by the way, she loves nothing. I've never seen someone on Love Island eavesdrop as much as Huda has. I know that the villa isn't that big, so it's you can hear things, but if she has a chance to eavesdrop, she will. And she's listening when she hears those guys. I mean, let me tell you, I think after what happened Monday and what happened Tuesday, I think it's pretty fair to say that they are all afraid of her. They are all
100%.
Absolutely
terrified of what her reactions are going to be. They're afraid she's going to fly off the handle. I mean, when they all came back from that date, Jalen and Pepe were let's not go too far. When Huda wanted to talk to Iris, because I think they thought she was going to hit her or something. They were like, should we stay up here a little close, just in case? Because she was storming around. She wanted to talk to Iris. She's saying nasty things about Iris, and truly one of my favorite things that she's done. And it really is unbelievable television. And I mean, Love Island is clearly just not the show for her, and I know she's getting absolutely destroyed. But you really have to watch it in the sense of a reality TV lens and
Sure.
be able to laugh at it a little bit.
For sure.
Iris tried so hard to downplay their date. Iris tried so hard to make their date sound unappealing, they didn't do anything. She gave the bare minimum of, it was just sitting on the beach. And she goes, sitting on the beach? That's my favorite date. Cute. He knows that too.
Yeah, it's my ideal date.
That's my ideal date. Cute. And he knows that. Okay, I mean, one, he didn't plan the date. He had nothing to do with the date. And she really tried to make the date sound as plain as possible.
Yeah.
Sitting on the beach, that's my ideal date. And he knows that.
Iris could have said anything, and that would have been Huda's ideal date. If she was we were eating cockroaches and we were blending them into milkshakes.
He knows I love cockroaches.
I love a cockroach milkshake.
Oh my gosh, we talk about it all the time.
No.
Also, before the date started, after the three couples left, Huda getting up and
coulda, woulda.
That's what I was trying to think about,
yeah.
because that's what she said originally, right?
Yes.
When
Yes.
she then wakes up, and then she wakes up Taylor, and is and he's talking to one of the boys later, and he's like, I don't know what I'm supposed to do. I can't bring them back from the date. Why are you waking me up? I can't help this out. So
that's another thing. She's making it everybody's problem. And friend, like you mentioned, we need to be able to laugh about these things and talk about these things and be able to judge the people on our TV as if we would normal viewers of reality TV, and they know when they go on the show.
I totally
Obviously,
agree with
the online hatred that people receive, we all know it goes too far. It's never okay. She doesn't deserve that. Like, no person deserves on reality TV the hate that they get sent just because you don't agree with her actions. But we have to put that aside to be able to talk about the things that she's doing, because I think that people are trying to, and this is part of the conversation, because of the hate that she's getting, people are trying to excuse her actions and be like, well, Jeremiah isn't good. And it's like, okay, Jeremiah may not be good, and he's not a saint, and he's a little toxic, but it doesn't warrant the reactions that Huda is giving, and the actions and the name calling, and like, it doesn't warrant that. So like we need to be able to separate the two, because I'm seeing so much like, well, Jeremiah's toxic. Okay, but not toxic enough to be throwing these fits that's going on,
Right. We're not completely blind to.
No.
Like, I understand that Jeremiah should have consoled her after all of that went down. Like, I think we can all agree with
100% he should have checked on her. That would be the natural thing to do. If you are interested in somebody, you would go check on them to see if they're okay. So the fact that he didn't do that was really bizarre and weird and kind of mean.
Also might be a tell that this relationship isn't going to work.
Right.
But like, if that had been the last straw, like if she were like, all right, you didn't console me after all that went down, and I agree with her that would have been the right thing to do, she should have broken it off right there. But instead, it just keeps rolling along to the point where what has happened is what you guys are referring to, where everyone is afraid of Huda around, and they don't want to talk to Jeremiah about it because they're scared of her. Like, it just should have ended there, because clearly the relationship isn't going to work if he's not providing her with what she thinks she needs. But it just keeps going, and it's like still going.
That's the problem with Jeremiah, though, too, is like there are times like when Huda was like being a fucking pussy ass bitch. I'm like, in my mind, I was kind of like, he kind of is being a little bit of a pussy ass bitch in some scenarios where it's like the name calling it's a lot, and 100% it's like she's very hurt, and I also think that they were physical with each other really early on, and that's gonna backfire, and you get too close, but their relationship has felt like it's ended multiple times.
Totally.
And I felt like Jeremiah kept coming back and like trying to have conversations and like trying to either, whether it's like be in good graces with her, all these things. It's just like, no, one of you needs to just be like, this is over and done, and try and move on. And neither of them have been able to do that. It's not going to be Huda. And I wish Jeremiah was just be like, look, clearly this isn't working. Because I do think he is sort of like, he kind of really was keeping her with some hope in her head up until obviously Tuesday when he didn't stand at her door. But it was like, it's like I felt like they were having the same fight multiple times a day, where it was like, okay, well, clearly you guys should maybe just stop talking.
Right. Well, the thing is, Jeremiah, he went about communicating this the wrong way. I think he's a terrible communicator. I mean, both of them are. But he was saying to Huda, like, I want to kind of start from the beginning. And I think he was wording it wrong by saying friendship, like I want to be friends. Because he was saying he still wanted to get to know her, but he just wanted to like start from the beginning. And like, I guess you can't just start from the beginning when you've been intimate with each other and have reached that level. But I knew what he was trying to say, meaning like, let's take a pause. Let's like bring it back a little bit, and like let's get to know each other again and whatever. Like he was a terrible communicator, being like talking about friendship and shit.
I think he used the word buddy at some point.
Yeah, like, which was just all wrong. And she blew her top. And when she threw that pillow, I thought it was going right at his face. I was like, is she about to throw this pillow right at his face? And then she was like, I'm done. Like, I don't want to do this, da 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 da. So then it's like, all right, well, okay. It would be nuts if Jeremiah were to then pick her at the door. Like after all of that, after she storms away and is like, I don't want to do that, da da da. So then he had to pick Iris. And I was shocked. I'm not going to lie. Because I thought this man's definitely picking Huda. But he picked Iris. But now it's become this conversation of like, does he, because people thought that he was just like honing in on Huda right away to get to win the money. Now, since he's seen what America wants, is he like, all right, I'm going to couple with Iris because America wants me with Iris, and now I can win with Iris? Like, now it's become that conversation where I'm like, I think we need to, like, and like they're like, oh, producers are making people pick certain things. I'm like, that's not happening. And Ariana Madix has commented on multiple TikToks being like, no one's forcing them to do anything. No one's telling them to do anything. Like, this is just what's happening. And also I wanted to add with the way that you were saying, Fran, like when Huda's like pussy ass bitch, like calling him names. I've seen people compare it to Leah being like, why did we support Leah but not Huda? It's not even in the same ballpark.
Yeah, no, it's not.
Leah, like, would vent to her friends and be like, you know, in that makeup room and like say one-liners and whatever.
Yeah.
Huda straight up, like, in front of everybody, embarrassed Iris when Jeremiah picked Iris. Like, she was like, first of all, she keeps saying a scapegoat. She's like, you're in a scapegoat. And then she was like, and Jeremiah told me he's not even attracted to her. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da. And it's like, okay, now you're embarrassing this girl, which is so rude in front of everybody. So I think it's totally different than past seasons or past Islanders that we've seen. Like, I don't think it's on the same level. I think she's name calling and being mean to people like in front of other people.
Well, yeah, and she does the thing where like if a bombshell comes in and acts a little interested in Jeremiah or even looks at him, and that's sort of what they're supposed to do anyway, she will be so mean to them, to their face and to the other girls, until that person bends the knee and is like, I'm not interested in Jeremiah. And then she's like, sisterhood, love.
100%.
And it's like, that is, and then she did it again to Iris yesterday where, you know, she was so mean to Iris after Jeremiah picked her. And then Iris goes and votes for Huda to stay. And then afterwards, she's nice again. And it's just like this cycle of like really, really mean to the point where the person's like, all right, I just clearly don't want to have to deal with this while I'm here. So I'm not interested in Jeremiah. And then she loves you again. And it's like, that is a very toxic cycle. And that's sort of the environment that she has made the villa.
Yeah, and sometimes it feels a little performative too, because it's like she flies off the handle and she says these things about the girls. And then like after the previous vote, not this one, but the previous vote when Nick and Ace had voted for her to go, when it was between Charlie and Taylor and her, like she very calmly spoke to both of them after that. And like sometimes I feel like she's like more understanding. It like flips, and then she tries to be like, no, I'm understanding.
Right.
I totally get it. What
She said she was the most understanding person.
It's just like
crazy.
That was right before Nick said, I'm terrified of you.
Yeah. And Nick was like, I have to say, I'm a little intimidated by you. And also, like, sometimes I'm like, what's going through, like, Nick? I'm like, Nick, do you want her gone? Do you want them to be in a relationship? Do you not want them to be in a relationship? Like, first he was Jeremiah, you shouldn't be doing this, is bad. And then, you know, then he's mad at Jeremiah for not, and I get it. Like, 100% Jeremiah should have been there for her, and that
I think she manipulated him into thinking that like it's kind of Jeremiah's fault when they had that talk.
Well,
then he went at Jeremiah after that.
Yeah, and I think the guys, I think what Nick was trying to say was like, all right, last night you're telling us how much you like her, but then you don't check on her. So do you like her? Like, I think that was kind of where it was coming from, where it was like, if you did really like her, you should have went and checked on her. But now we don't know if you really like. It seems like Jeremiah, like, we don't know Jeremiah's personality. We don't know anything about him. What does he even want to do actually? Because he's like, all right, I'm locked in with Huda. Then the boys are like, you got to be experiencing. And then he's, you know, experimenting. And then they're not happy with that. And he's like, what does people want me to do? And it's like, he is very confused on what to do, it seems. And like, he's clearly very rattled. And Huda is clearly making everybody very scared, because we saw the previews for Thursday where Sierra, I love Sierra, she was like, I'm not saving her again. Like, we saved her 3 times. Like, I'm not doing it again. They shouldn't have even done it this time. But I think Iris honestly was really sweet doing that, because people are like, why did Iris do that? Have you been watching the show? If Iris didn't go stand behind her and then she stayed, that would be a nightmare for Iris. So she was doing it. And then Huda's like, oh, meanwhile, Huda, the night before, she's not a girl's girl. She's not a girl's girl. She's not a girl. Nobody has talked about not being a girl's girl more than Huda. Meanwhile, Huda is so mean to the girls. Like,
so mean.
It's wild to watch. And we're going to continue watching it because She's still here. She's not going home. They all saved her.
It's crazy. And I think on top of people being scared of Huda, it's also that the whole villa is exhausted. They just don't want to deal with it. Like, if you're on Love Island and you're having this experience, like, I don't think you would want it all to be dominated by this really toxic couple. So I was surprised last night when they didn't vote her to go home, because now, like, I don't know how it's going to go, and nobody does, I guess. But if you keep her around, there's the chance that her and Jeremiah reconnect, and then the cycle starts all over again. So I don't know where this thing is headed.
So now it brings the question. We can kind of move on to Ace a little bit. Ace, the mayor of the villa, the head honcho, little man, who has been bossing everybody around in this place. I mean, he's ordering Nick and Taylor to like make Shelly pancakes and put on a show for her. Like,
put on a suit jacket, and he's like, okay.
Genuinely.
He literally said anything for you.
No, he literally was like, anything for you, man. I couldn't stop laughing about men. Breakfast is the bare minimum. I couldn't stop. I'm like,
Soldiers.
This guy is literally bossing them around, and they're sitting there like this. They're like, they're nodding their head. They're like, you're right. And then he's telling Taylor, he's like giving Taylor a lecture, and I'm just sitting there wondering, who are you with, Ace? Every day it's a new person. Who are you to be speaking about any of what's going on? I can't get enough of it, though. Like, I want him to continue acting this way. Like, people want him to leave. I don't. I think it's amazing television. He's ridiculous the way he's ordering everybody around.
There is a part of me, I like Ace, and there's a part of me that thinks he's necessary, because in my mind, he's fighting for the spirit of Love Island.
No, but here's the thing. Now let me tell you this.
Yeah.
Have you seen the rumors?
No.
So there's now these rumors going around.
Oh, no.
We knew that, and this goes with what you're saying, the spirit of Love Island, right? He's like, oh, everybody should be exploring, right? And he's like the loudest person there's ever been about somebody exploring Love Island. Like, usually they are, but he's like, you better explore. Everyone has to explore. Like,
right.
He's literally screaming it. So Shelly and Ace knew each other before. They had bumped into each other outside a club,
Yep.
Somebody posted, and I'm not sure who, but apparently somebody in their circle had posted that this has been a plan by Shelly and Ace this whole time. They have known each other very, very well, actually. They know each other. You want me to read the whole post to you? I'll sort of sum it up.
Yeah, sure.
Not to be messy, but I know Ace and Shelly in real life. They're out here acting like they barely know each other when they've been talking for months. Like, he literally told her Happy Valentine's Day this year on Instagram. Stop playing. And then there was a video of him, because he teaches people how to dance. Like,
yeah.
He was having them say Happy Valentine's Day, Shelly, on Valentine's Day, which is really weird. So I'll continue. They didn't just bump into each other at a party. Shelly models and does music videos, and y'all know Ace is trying to be a rapper, right? That's literally how they linked. He hit her up like, you should be in my next vid, and started pressing her. They've been intimate. They've been dating. He talks about her all the time. She's been around all the bros. Everybody in the circle knows what's up. Shelly's not entertaining anyone else in that villa because she's already with Ace. She's just sitting back, letting him run his little play. Neither of them have kissed anyone outside of a challenge. That's not a coincidence. It's because they agreed on it. They were like, let's play the game. And now I'm thinking about it. Shelly and Austin have not kissed at all.
That
then
is
they
crazy.
said, but obviously they knew people would catch on if they avoided challenge kisses too. That's the only reason they're even doing that. And y'all thought that licking scene was cute or whatever. Please, she's okay with it because they're actually together. Ace will do anything for fame. He told people he was going in to be a disruptor, and that's exactly what he's doing. Trying to break up real connections while making sure people root for him and Shelly. Don't get played. Y'all are watching a performance. I mean...
So go back and think about how weird it was between Ace and Amaya. Like early on when was it Amaya who called him baby? Babe. And he lost his mind. But
don't call me babe.
Don't call me babe. He's like crossing the line. He's got his arms crossed how he does, and he's just sort of looking out of the corner of his eye. He
always is like this. He's always like low, like this, with a smirk.
I don't know.
Does he
he's always like this.
Does he kind of remind you guys of Justin Bieber? I feel like he acts like Justin. I feel like he acts like Justin Bieber. Like, if you ever watch like interviews of Justin Bieber, of him being like all like smooth and like cool, but then also like trying to be like kind of like, I'm like, is he just Justin Bieber?
Well, did you see the I like your laugh? When he said to Amaya, I like your laugh, it was like the Maria Menounos clip when Justin's like, I like that laugh. And he's literally like this, and he's always
He's doing a lot of this.
And he was like,
I know, and he's got that like
he's
little
always licking
like
his
cute-
lips.
He's got that like cute face too.
Yeah, he does have. Ace has such like a cute face that I can see why the girls are like attracted to him. Like because when you're talking to him, it's like it's sort of it's not like Rob from last season, but it sort of is in the way that like because Ace gives a lot more than Rob does. But like where it was like, does Rob hate them or love them? That's like sort of kind of the vibe Ace gives, where you're like, does he hate this person or love this person the way that he's talking to them? But Ace gives a lot more personality than Rob does.
Yeah, I mean, the stuff with Amaya was like so weird to me, and but he would be very lovey with Shelly. He would have her lean in to like smell her shirt, give her a kiss on the forehead. Like that's not a guy that's a guy who's only closed off to someone who's not Shelly.
Right. And it was so weird that he picked Amaya in the first place. Like the whole villa was like, why is he picking Amaya? So it would make sense why he's all like, everybody must explore. So nobody catches on to him, and trying to be like trying to call Jeremiah out, being like, I don't believe it, I don't trust it. Like he's only here to win because he's there to win with Shelly.
Right.
It's
very interesting, and it definitely makes sense on the Amaya front of like why maybe he shut that down so fast, but like also didn't want to couple up with Shelly too early.
Yeah.
And like have that be a thing. So when you think about it in that lens, it does seem like it could be a little calculated. I'd love to know. I mean, I also think there was stuff online that like Amaya and Shelly knew each other before too. So I don't know what, maybe some whole big, it's all happening right under our noses. But I really don't think it's that like, I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see where it goes with Shelly now, if they do stay like completely locked in for the rest of the time now that he did finally pick her.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
I think I'm blinded by Shelly's beauty because
100%.
Because she also wasn't giving Austin anything either, but like continuing to couple up with Austin, but like it didn't seem like there was any romantic spark, but then continued. She kept saying she was interested in Austin, but it was like, where? You know what I mean? Where is it happening?
Right.
We don't really see it. We see them have conversations, but she's like barely facing in his direction, and like, you know, like there was something off about it.
They did pick like the perfect foils for each other. Like Amaya and Ace hate each other, which is hilarious. Mm-hmm. And Austin, I don't think was ever going to make a move on Shelly unless she was like, let's do it.
Focus on Ace.
Right.
Now I hate how much Austin has made me fucking chuckle on this show.
He makes me laugh all the time.
Because there were a couple things this week, but him finding out that Huda has a kid.
Oh yeah.
But that's where I kind of felt like it mean from Jeremiah to be cackling so much about, you know, him finding out she has a kid when that's a secret. Like, you know, that's mean. Was Austin's reaction funny? Yes, because he's not a part of it. But Jeremiah to be like cackling about it,
right?
Mean, because you know, she trusted you with this information. So there's layers to that.
You guys know that we absolutely love a delicious cocktail, and no one serves up real delicious drinks like Rum Haven. Rum Haven is made with real coconut water and no artificial flavors or preservatives for a clean and refreshing taste. You can't beat the taste of real coconut water. It's delicious, clean, refreshing. Enjoy Rum Haven straight over ice with a splash of club soda or in your favorite juice. For me, I love a nice rum punch with Rum Haven. Get a little orange juice, pineapple juice, mix it all together. It is so delicious. Pour it over ice. A great summer drink, or even just a little Rum Haven and soda. Also delicious. We have been drinking Rum Haven on our tour. It is a perfect drink for while we travel in the summer. So head to rumhaven.com/chicksintheoffice to learn more.
And then Austin kind of spoke up, was like laughing, and Ariana was like, Austin, are you laughing? And he was like, I am, because like I'm sorry, but I'm actually like not sorry, like about the
His
recoupling.
face when Jeremiah was the greatest thing I've ever seen.
So good. He was proud. He was like, thank you for finally doing that. Let's end this already.
He was genuinely happy, like in his soul.
He was.
Watching Ace and Amaya speak to each other is a bit painful.
Austin and Amaya.
Oh, sorry. Austin and Amaya. Like, it's like,
I love it and hate it.
Yeah.
Like, it's like so amazing, but you're also like, oh boy. But like at the same time, I'm like, honestly, these two may be perfect for each other.
I agree. And I honestly, like, I know people want Amaya off their screens. I think Amaya is a perfect character for this show. I've been watching this season as if it's like a sitcom because of how absurd it is, where I'm like, Amaya is a hilarious character. Like, I begin to be like cracking up at everything, because every time someone's upset, when she said to Huda, the crown has been tilted, and now she's like, the crown has been tilted, we just pick it back up. Like, she just speaks in like sayings, inspirational quotes when people are upset.
She is. Yeah, I mean, she's incredible for TV. Watching her and Austin go back and forth was like, I have to try to catch my breath.
And she wouldn't hurt a fly. Like, she genuinely seems like a sweetheart. Like, I feel like Amaya is like really sweet.
I agree. You also
she fucked up that Hannah Charlie vote, but I don't think she means to hurt anybody.
You also got to think.
But it's funny now, because did she really? Because Hannah Hannah really jumped right back in with Pepe. I know she would have stuck with Charlie if Charlie was around, but she really jumped right back with Pepe.
Pepe, not much to him. I haven't really gotten any interesting vibes from him. He's just sort of a guy.
I know, definitely, and he's a handsome guy, but we haven't seen too much from him. And on the other part of it, like, I was so upset watching Jalen leave.
Same.
Like, it broke my heart, because he's so sweet.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like he really deserved a chance. And I'm interested to see what Ace says about that vote, because I'm assuming he did that for Taylor, to be like, well, let me just eliminate Jalen so Taylor and Alandria don't have any problems.
Yeah.
And that way, they can be fine together as a couple. Because, I mean, Jalen, absolutely harmless, sweet. And when he's like, he was just so grateful to be there. And he's never left the country. And he had to, the whole story. I was like, oh, let him stay a little longer.
I agree. I think Jalen, honestly, probably would have had a good shot at finding somebody on the show. He's a good-looking guy. He's a really nice guy. Like, he's normal. I think, like, he really could have had a shot at finding somebody on this show, and they fucking screwed him out of it, and I'm pissed about it. By the way,
respectful.
So respectful. Yeah. We did inquire about having Jalen on the show to interview him, but he's not available for interviews. So I just want everyone to know that, because we've been interviewing everybody who gets eliminated, but he is not available. So
what do you guys think about a future for Taylor and Alandria? I really like both of them. I want them to work out. I want that to be on the record, but I just don't know if it's there. But I really love both of them.
I love them both separately so much. Alandria is probably my favorite woman in the house right now. Like, her and Sierra are like top two for me, I would say. She's hilarious. She like knows her worth. Like, I think she's great. Taylor, I think, is so funny with the guys. Them together, I'm not quite seeing that connection and chemistry, and I'm just not sure if they're not showing it to us. Like, every time they kiss, I'm like, I don't know, I don't see it. I hate when people say stink or whatever as a nickname. So obviously when you called her stink, like, that threw me off. But I was like, wait, they have nicknames? So that was on the other side of it. I was like, happy to hear that they even had nicknames, because I don't see any connection between the two of them. But I don't want them to go home, either of them, because I enjoy both of them a lot.
Same.
Yeah, I wonder if there's some of it we're like not really seeing, and I think it's just maybe it's like the way Taylor's been, that it almost feels a little less genuine from his side, because Alandria's kind of always expressed that she liked him. But I also, in every other aspect of what Alandria has been like on the show, she seems to have such a good head on her shoulders. She is great at reading people. I feel like she has been very understanding of a lot of different situations, where I'm like, if she does feel like Taylor is the right pick right now, then I trust that, Like, I'm like, I feel like she understands herself. So I'm like, so maybe it is there, and we just don't, we don't fully see it as much. But no, she is great, and I love, you're right, I love Sierra too. I mean, Sierra with the, like, Huda being like, maybe we just, like, cool it on the name calling, like, if you're gonna stay. Like, it's just so, I really do think that was a vote. I don't know if it's like producers manipulate things in any way or whatever, but like that was a very quick recoupling post what we just had. Like that was really fast. And to me, it is kind of like Huda is taking over the show in a way where if it goes on a few more episodes, it's going to be really frustrating and it totally bulldozes everybody else's storylines where we're really not seeing a lot of the other couples, and that hurts the other couples. And we don't really get to see their journey as much because Huda is literally inserting herself in everything or yelling at somebody, or there's just people aren't able to really show other parts of themselves. So in a way, I'm like, okay, was this another way to maybe open the door to where Huda could be sent home?
Mm-hmm.
And yet all the contestants still were like, we're going to keep her because they're all legit scared, I think. It's crazy to me. And it really was like they all stood behind her, and it wasn't like anyone was like, yeah, we really want her to, we really are supportive of you staying. It was like, I guess we'll keep her. I don't know.
Right. Do you think, I was thinking about this, if it were a blind vote, do you think the results would be different?
100%.
100%.
Right.
100%. If they knew there was no threat to Huda like losing it on them, I think they would have, because immediately in the previews, it's like all of them being like, we can't keep going on like this. Like we can't go. So it's like, okay, well, you all voted to keep her, but now immediately you're like, we can't keep living like this.
They might fucking flip it to a blind vote just to get her off. They might do it because at this point, they might not have a choice. Also,
they might need an America's vote.
Well, I also think
and just have it be that way.
Yeah, I also think that they might be a little bit too aware that they're on TV right now, and because of the whole America voted thing, they don't know. They're still trying to figure out why America voted for that. So they may think, does America love Huda? Like if we don't vote for Huda, is everyone going to hate us? Like that, I feel like maybe that could be going through their minds of like, well, if we don't vote for Huda, everyone's going to be mad at us. Sort of like, last year, you don't know this, but, people fell in love with a lot of the cast members, Leah being one of them. Like they were calling her the people's princess and da-da-da. And I think if anyone were to like go against her on whatever, the show, people would have had a lot to say. So I think that maybe they know that because they've seen the show before, and now they're thinking, oh, is this that kind of situation where like she's very loved, and if we go against her, who knows? They don't know what's going on. So I'm just throwing that out there as a theory as to maybe why, or they could be afraid of her, or they're just trying to stand by the girl. The girls are just trying to stand by the girl, or somebody, an OG. I mean, shout out to Nick, because I think Nick is the number one guy in the group right now. I think he voted for Jalen to stay, and he's been very like open about how he feels. It did crack me up that Austin called Nick one of Ace's followers, because I was like, oh, you don't want to be like when you're labeled as someone's follower, it's like, oh,
that hurts.
They've just plopped him down.
You're a peasant.
Yeah, he was wearing a hilarious shirt, Mommy's Little Meatball, which was just like, he just does these like funny things that, are so random and funny.
Well, he's right. Like in terms of the Jalen and Huda vote, it's like you want Jalen to stick around because he's got the chance now to make a relationship with somebody new who's going to show up or whoever. Like the Huda Jeremiah thing, even if it comes back together, that's a disaster. Like it's not going to go anywhere with her. Like, do we think she's going to find somebody else?
No. And neither is he. Like any guy or woman coming into the villa is going to be terrified to talk to either of them.
Right.
Look at Iris. She's been chewed up and spit out, and not even by any of her doing.
None.
Yeah.
None.
So, and I don't know. I don't think any guy's gonna come in there and be like, I want to couple up with Huda.
Right. Like imagine coming in being like, all right, so give me the lowdown on Huda.
Like they know, because before they go in, they show them the episodes.
No way.
Yes, so they know what's going on.
Oh.
So that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't think a guy's gonna go in there, and I don't think a woman's gonna go in there and go, I want one of them.
I think Jeremiah's got a better chance. But it's still it's not looking good for either of them.
No, it is toxic, and we all know they're gonna fucking get back together.
For real?
I think that they're gonna end up like having a conversation of some sort. I do. I just it feels like it just feels like that kind of couple where like they're gonna end up like having a makeout after getting into a fight, and then
There's no way they survive Cosmore. There's no way that they
Oh, no.
survive. If they by some miracle did, there's no way they survive movie night.
no, they're not surviving anything at all.
No, I think
could
they're gonna
see-
try and get her off this show in the next like few days.
Yeah, and they're gonna have to either do it by voting by the viewers or,
Yeah.
like you said, just blind vote, and nobody knows who voted for who because they're literally afraid. I wouldn't
Yeah.
be surprised if somebody.
I bet production's afraid of her.
Yeah, I wouldn't be
Like
surprised.
they gotta take care of her and send her home.
Right,
Yeah.
and I said this on my story where I was like, genuinely, I hope Huda has a great support system when she leaves. And I do not think that this is the environment for her. Like, I'm worried for her
Yeah,
mental
no.
health. Like, clearly it's not the right environment for
Yeah.
her. And that's fine. It's not the right environment for a lot of people. But that doesn't mean you can go around being so mean to everybody and like acting the way that you do. So yeah, I can imagine production is like, how do we do this?
All right. in a post Huda world, is the show like, where do you think the show goes? Like, is there enough going on as people who have watched the show before? Like, is there enough going on where you're like, all right, the show is still interesting without this insane blow
Yes.
up? Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, and they will do more interesting things. All their time is being wasted on catering to these two.
Yeah.
Okay.
So they don't
Yeah.
have the time and energy to do anything else. They're always making sure one of them's okay. They couldn't even, Hannah and Alandria couldn't even talk about their dates because Huda
Going to the
made-
bathroom and then goes and eats.
Oh my,
Stormed
right,
off.
like we need a compilation of the amount of times Huda's lied on this show too, as well.
And
Like,
then
it's
also always calls other people liars.
yes,
Yeah.
it's just, it's a lot. Last night I felt a little exhausted. I'm not gonna lie.
No,
Like
'cause
I,
they'll all be like hanging out talking, and
I-
she doesn't even know what they're talking about. She just walks in. Oh, I'm done with this fucking guy. It's like, oh, okay. Like,
There is a serious lack of self-awareness with her too. Yeah, she'll storm because she still thinks that everybody's on her side.
yeah.
When they're just like, we're kind of done with the whole thing.
all the people's facial reactions, and like even Taylor was looking directly in the camera, being like doing like the Jim Halpert. Like,
yeah, when she was looking at Jeremiah like, America hates me because of you. Like
I saw one tweet that said, anytime I'm losing an argument to my boyfriend, now I'm just gonna say, you think America hates me?
No, I love it. I'm obsessed with some of the lines. Like I posted on my story last night. I was like, next time Matt makes me breakfast, I'm gonna be like, breakfast is the bare minimum. No protein. Next time
These
he
pancakes are undercooked.
Yeah, next time he makes me French toast. No protein. Just like,
I'm glad to hear you guys say that about when whoever gets voted out, whoever eventually leaves, because I do love the show and I hope it can sustain. Just like, all right, now we're back to like kind of regular programming.
we've been screaming about how good the show is for years, and it has
Fantastic.
not consisted of any of this. Like we've seen people blow up at a normal, respectable level of what has been done to them.
Yeah.
On UK
Got it.
last year, like people have blown up, but you've been like, yeah, that makes sense. Like they were done dirty and
Yeah.
they're having a moment, but it hasn't.
I mean, look at Serena and Cordell last year.
Yeah,
Like
Serena-
it's like she yelled at him, but it was well deserved.
Even I was seeing season 5 of UK.
Amber, Anna.
Anna.
like,
Anna, yeah.
but those didn't go on for consecutive days.
Yeah, it's
Got
just-
it.
yeah,
Whereas
yeah.
like Serena and even Cordell was like, yeah, Serena deserved to yell at me. Like,
Yeah.
you know, and
it's not where the whole rest of the house is like the whole rest of the villa are all like these two people should
Yeah.
not be together.
And it hasn't
You know?
taken up every single episode of every show. Like
Got
it
it.
happens for one episode or 2 episodes, and then they move on to the next drama. This has just taken up the entirety of the show, unlike what I've seen before on this show. So
Okay.
it is very entertaining.
Yeah.
And will be entertaining without this. Because I know people, they're upset that Huda stayed, but partially everyone's a little like, well, are they going to get back together? Like, let's be honest, we're all a little bit Thursday night going, well, we do want to see what happens.
Well, they're both still there, so
they,
what?
well,
not?
they,
Well,
they
she's
cannot
still-
get back together.
No, they can't get back, but everyone's like, well, we got to watch to see what happens.
At some point, Olandria is going to stand up and say something like for
Yeah.
real.
Has to.
'Cause
Someone has to.
She's like, I'm not dealing with, because somebody asked her when Huda and Jeremiah weren't around, they're like, this should probably just end, right? And she was like, oh yeah, but she would never say that to Huda because
Yeah.
they're all together. But yeah, somebody at some point just got to be like, this is over. It's fucking
no.
over.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
might need to have like break the fourth wall and have production walk in and just split them. Be like, you're gonna stay on one side of the
She'd be
villa.
like, "Oh, Jeremiah told you to do this, right?"
Yeah. Oh, America told you to do this? Yeah, like let's just put a line in the villa and keep Jeremiah on one side and Hood on
He
the
gets a
other.
restraining order in the villa.
Oh my God. On a complete side note, I was watching last night and I was like, damn, I wish they would do Friendship Island. You know? Like just to hang out in the villa.
Oh, that'd be lovely.
You know, because like I can't, like, you're not gonna go on Love Island, but I
Right.
would love to just like spend a couple days in the villa, just hanging out. Like, I feel like it would be a nice vacation.
It's like summer camp.
Yes, like
So
summer,
really, you
Friendship
would just
Island.
like to go on. You would just like to go on vacation at the villa.
But call it Friend Island.
but call it Friend
But like,
then,
do you
like, are
want
you
to be?
having, like,
But do you want to be on? Like, do you want it to be filmed?
No,
Yeah. So you just want like a 4-night stay.
I
at
was
the villa.
trying. Yeah, I was trying to find a reason as to why I would be allowed like to go stay at this villa.
Yeah,
for
yeah.
consecutive days with no phone as well. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like no phone in the villa. You wake up, you do the same thing every day for like a week.
I do think you can go on vacation.
Book a villa
I
and
want it-
turn your phone off.
Like just I want to turn my phone
You
off
guys
and
don't
be
want to go hang out in that villa?
I absolutely want to go
You
hang
get what
out
I
in that
mean?
villa.
Like
I
splish
do.
splash in the pool.
Should we do that?
We wake up, we make breakfast. You know, like
And it would be-
Friendship Island.
Like, and I actually would want it to be filmed to the point where it's like I don't need all the like, oh look, they're not
Yeah.
all sleeping, but like us like hanging out,
Right.
us
drama,
making
would there be
breakfast.
drama? Like
Yeah.
I go over to like Trent's being such a bitch. Like I'm
Well,
not friends with him anymore.
Yeah. No, we just do it. It's like Friendship Island. It's like who can make the most best friends.
I think we're really getting into some
Who's
real
the
shit
most
here.
likable person in this house? Who can have the bestest of friends?
Friendship Island. I don't know if anybody's gonna watch it, but I will be. I
No.
want to be on the cast.
Yeah, exactly. It's like just a tame little show that we just get to hang out in the villa. Because I was just like, oh, it's just so fun. They're all hanging out, you know, without the Huda stuff. But I'm saying like them just like hanging out.
I
you know?
will say, like, I want to be in like the Taylor Nick friend group.
You see what I'm saying? You're like you're having
Totally.
a good time.
They've got
It happens
handshakes.
every season. Like
That's the thing too, and Jeremiah, when all the drama went down, he even said to the guys, he was like, "Listen, I'm upset about what happened with Huda, but like losing the guys was the number one to me." And I was like, "I get it, man.
Right.
It was crazy,
And
but I
they
get
always say like it's not Friendship Island, it's Love Island. Like, well then let's make a spin-off, Friendship Island. And it's just a good time and it's not entertaining reality TV because everyone's
it. Friends,
basically this is Summer House. I'm describing Summer House.
Friendship Island.
But it's Friendship Island and everyone
Ping pong tournaments galore.
and everyone competes to be the bestest of friends.
What a
I'm
pitch.
I'm workshopping.
Okay, I
Yeah.
like it. I like it a lot.
Peacock, I hope you're listening. For
They
that
should
one.
do
That's-
it though, that where they rent the villa out.
Yes,
Because they
they
do.
tear
They
it down,
build
like,
it. Yeah, they
immediately.
build it and then they tear it down.
for real.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like when we were going, like they were like, yeah, we tear this down next week.
When we were there, they were already tearing down Casa Amor.
Oh, they could make millions of dollars renting that out to bachelorette
Yeah.
parties
I
and
mean-
bachelor parties.
Oh yeah.
If that ever becomes a thing, we're going immediately. Like, there's not even a question on
You know what
there.
would be fun? Like they do it, and part of the experience is like they film it as it's like a real show, and then like after the vacation, you just watch it back,
Oh, they give you a highlight reel.
Yeah.
Like when you're on a ride and they give you the
and then
picture.
you have the actual like Ian's narrating it and everything.
Yes. Oh my God, that's such a fun package.
Okay, now we've got something.
That's
Friendship Island is something
And
that
then you have that forever.
you and your friends, you send clips to each other. Like, remember when he did this?
it's like going to Disney.
Exactly.
Yeah, and you look at all the pictures you got after your autograph book with all the characters. You know, the whole thing.
All right, Peacock. So when you take this idea, it's ours.
I mean, they could take this to Universal. Peacock is NBC Universal.
Yeah.
They could literally build this at Universal Studios.
Oh
and
my
make it a whole
God, a
thing.
Love Island villa at Universal Studios. No, because we got to rent the shit out. I don't want to stand in line. Like, I don't want to do any of that. I literally
Well, it's
just
our
wanna
idea,
rent the-
so we can
Right. No, my God.
get
Gosh.
the easy pass or whatever.
They just look like they have such a good time, though.
I know, like the work. I mean, I don't.
Well,
I don't really work
sometimes.
out.
Sometimes. Yeah.
But yeah,
Yeah,
in between
yeah.
like the workouts, and they're just hanging on day beds. And
Well, I was like, it's like they can get fucking ripped if they just wake up
There's
every
nothing
day,
to
work
do.
out, they eat the bare minimum. There's nothing to do besides weights, ping pong, eating.
I will say
couple
you-
challenges.
you're kind of describing prison.
prison. I was gonna say that.
You're
Wait.
describing prison a little bit,
No,
but
wait.
it's much more
Prison
beautiful.
by the beach.
We said this the other night while we were watching. I was like, because I said the same thing to Matt. I was like, describing this exact thing that I'm saying to you guys right now, and I was like, they just wake up, and they just work out, whatever. And he was like, yeah, it's like prison.
It's a prison, but it's beautiful.
Right, prison
in the sunshine
in Fiji.
Prison in the sunshine.
Prison for billionaires.
Correct.
Because I think don't they go to like a nicer prison?
Is that right?
Yeah,
I think
for the white collar crimes.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
I
I
think
remember Pablo Escobar had like his own little. He had his own house in prison. I
He
think.
had his own villa.
Yeah, he really did. Pablo Escobar. I remember that.
Oh God.
Yeah, you want to be next to like the crypto bros and like the guys who are getting caught for tax evasion. Like that's where you want to be.
Mike the Situation and Firefest guy.
Yeah,
They
exactly.
Billy
Exactly.
McFarland. They became best friends in prison.
Really?
You don't know
Yeah.
this?
No.
The Firefest guy
Yep.
and Mike the Situation linked up in prison,
Yeah.
and they were like coming up with ideas and everything. Like they were in the
Wasn't
same.
there another crazy guy there too? I forget who it was.
It was
Like what's the guy's name? Like he was kind of with Trump. I forget his name.
I don't know.
Like
yeah,
his
I don't
lawyer
know.
or something. I don't know, but there was
Wow, they
another
linked up and
wild
became
card.
buds.
Yep, in prison.
They had their own. They had their own friendship island.
Yeah.
Yep,
That's
exactly.
That's like a test case for
Billy
it.
McFarland and
They
Mike
would've
the
won that
Situation had their own
Us in a
friendship
pitch meeting
island.
with Peacock, you like, see what Billy McFarland did? See what they did in prison? That's what our show is going to be. And they're like, get out.
Yeah, leave this room immediately.
Get out immediately.
Yeah, wow. Well, Thursday night, cannot wait to see what happens. I think everyone is fed up, but at the same time, everyone's like, if they're so fed up, then why did they fucking save her? I was huffing and puffing. I was like, why? Why did they do this?
Oh, I can only imagine even watching the people behind the scenes, like production, everyone, like watching them all like walk behind the people. They're like, oh no.
Can you imagine Ariana when she leaves the set? Because while she's
Yeah.
standing there, I just think about what Ariana's thinking the whole time. I'm like, Ariana's probably like, fuck. Like, did you notice how when she was talking about the other guys standing behind the door, she was like, oh, Ace, you chose to stand behind Shelly's door. When Jeremiah went to go stand behind Iris's door, Ariana did not say, Jeremiah, you went to go stand behind Iris, and she was like, Jeremiah, you have chosen a door.
Yep.
Because
Yeah,
Ariana even
that
knows.
was on purpose.
Like, yeah,
well,
and
that
also
was
for the
that's
viewer.
on purpose
Yeah.
for sure. That's
Huda
you
would've,
got to
like-
build up the suspense.
Have to, but I'm like, Ariana's probably thinking to herself, get me the fuck off this set immediately. I gotta run out of here.
I can't wait to. I really will see on Thursday. I can't wait. Like I said before, I can't wait to hear Ace's explanation because I mean he wouldn't even shake her hand. It was like he's like no.
Yeah, he was like, hell
Hell
no.
no.
Like,
Did you
he's
see
like,
that?
He did say, he said, hell no.
Nick's probably so confused. Like, wait, did I do something wrong? I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
He slowly
He's like,
starts
"Shit,
to
we're on
scoot over to her side. Like, oh, I
Right.
meant to do that. That's what I meant to do.
Oh my god,
sure.
Nick has to get on his knees, be eye level with Ace too.
It's like, get down here,
also
talk
just-
to me.
It's. I get it for I get it for Taylor's sense, but also like Taylor's a big boy, and like Olandria, if she didn't want to be with, like she's pretty good. I think she could have just turned Jalen down, and he like would have been fine. I don't think Jalen didn't deserve to leave because of that, and
No.
I'm mad at Ace for that. I think that was really weird and stupid. That
I
was like
agree.
That was
Do
like
you think-
weirdly very bro-y in like it didn't make sense way.
The other
Yeah.
thing that we can throw out there is that maybe he, and I don't believe this, but this is what people are saying. They're like, well, maybe he just wants to do what Shelly wanted him to do.
No shot.
Has he shown Shelly really
Yeah.
that much respect this entire
Please.
time?
But do you
Like,
think
no.
if Ace didn't go over, is there any chance that sways like other people and that maybe Huda gets sent home?
Yeah, I think
Yes.
if Ace and even Shelly, I was shocked that she saved Huda. Like,
I think all the girls were like, once you saw like a couple go, they're like, we all have to
Yeah,
go.
but I think like some of the couples at the end, if the numbers like it started to become very obvious that Jalen wasn't going to have the numbers. So it's like if you're in that
Yeah.
mindset, it's like, well, I'll just stand by Huda, so I like am in her good graces.
I agree
You
with
know,
that.
so like
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
not
yeah.
close. But if it was close enough, I think some people would have been swayed away from Huda because they would have been like, oh, well, if I'm Jalen's deciding vote, then Huda's gone and we won't have to deal with the wrath of her being here. But clearly Jalen's not going to get it, so let's stand behind Huda so she doesn't, freak out on all of us.
just a poor choice.
Yeah.
And they're
Yep.
going to see that. They're
Yeah.
all going to realize that that was a poor decision.
It's not
So-
going to get right. It's not going to get better.
No, she's not all of a sudden, like they were like, if she doesn't start moving different the next morning, it's like, No, they're now deeper into this. They are getting less sleep. They've been without their phone for a longer period amount of time. They've been cut off from the world entirely for longer now. Like, this is only, emotions are only getting higher now.
Right.
You know, it's not gonna get better. So,
agreed.
We'll see what happens. And Trent, thank you so much for recapping with us, and we're excited to hopefully have you keep recapping the rest of the show. Maybe not every. We don't want to tie you down to too much, but whenever you feel like you got strong things to say about the show, you're always welcome.
I'm happy to do it whenever you guys want me to do it. I am gonna keep watching this show, so I will. I'm sure I will have opinions. So if you guys want them, I'm open.
Certainly when we get to Casa more, because it's something you'll be experiencing for the first time and we need to get those reactions.
Oh my God. We need to.
If it's not before that, but it certainly will be Casa more.
I've told you this. When you hear Casa more on your TV, start filming yourself.
Okay.
We need your reaction to what they explain what this is.
Okay.
Because, oh God, you're going to love it.
I can't wait.
You're going to love it.
I
cannot wait. It'll probably be next week. I would assume.
Oh, that soon?
Yeah, I would assume it's next week.
Okay. I'll be prepared. I'll be ready.
You have to be ready. Really buckle up.
I can't wait.
This is the good shit.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. That wraps it up. They don't make it easy to buy concert tickets these days. You got to sign up for the pre-sale, get in the queue, and by the time you get through, the best seats are gone. Going to a concert should be about the show itself, not waiting in a virtual line. Lucky for us, we always use Game Time, the official ticketing partner of Barstool Sports. Noah just went to the Red Sox-Yankees game this weekend thanks to Game Time. He was even on TV if you were watching. Game Time makes getting tickets faster and easier. Prices on the app actually go down the closer it gets to showtime. Plus, the Game Time Picks feature makes it even easier to find the great deals on the seats that you want. Just pull up your chosen event and turn on the GT Picks setting at the top of the screen, or browse the best local Game Time Picks deals near you on your Game Time app homepage. What are you waiting for, guys? Baseball games galore, concerts all summer long. I love hitting at least one or two baseball games a summer. You know, you get a dog, a nice drink. So I'm gonna look on Game Time for tickets for a baseball game soon, because then by the time fall comes around, you hit playoffs, you're like, I didn't even go to one game. So you got to get on that quick. Take the guesswork out of buying tickets with Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create an account, and use code CHICKS for $20 off your first purchase. Terms do apply. Again, create an account, redeem code CHICKS for $20 off. Download the Game Time app today. What time is it? It is game time. All right, everyone, we are here with a very, very special guest. We are joined by Charlie from Love Island. He made his exit from the villa to this podcast. Charlie, I'm so sorry. We are very happy to have you here. Sorry that you had to make your exit, though.
Yeah, it's one of those, like, thanks for having me, but obviously the way in which it happens is just completely brutal. Like, everybody saw, to go through those last few days of, like, her head was turned and the ups and downs and confusion, not knowing where it's going to go. And then to finally have this conversation where she basically chooses me, and I'm thinking, okay, this is it. You know, this is where we're going to embark on this journey now. We've had our first, like, obstacle. Let's go through it. But then it just completely gets torn apart in, like, the most craziest way.
And
brutal.
Completely out of your control. Now, have you gotten your phone back?
Nah, not till tomorrow.
Okay, got it. So you have not seen, obviously, the conversation, what's going on, and why, you know, America, because it became this conversation where America basically became a fourth character, you know, another character on the show, where everyone was like, America voted this way. Do you want to know any insight as to why America voted a certain way?
Have you got can you tell me?
Well, I think we can. We weren't told we couldn't tell you anything. I think because, you know, obviously the shocking result of Huda and Jeremiah being with Iris, people thought that they were too locked into each other, and maybe it was a bit toxic. Like, they were seeing into that, and they wanted to break that up. Honestly, it was a petty reasons from America and the viewers as to why that happened. They were like, we got to break these people up. We want to see what happens if we break them up. So definitely petty from the viewers. And then for your situation, I think it was because, you know, we were seeing Hannah in the speakeasy, and the kisses that were happening between her and Pepe, and there were a lot of kisses that were happening between them. And I think people had seen maybe, oh, she may be a little interested, and it wasn't until that night, unfortunately, I think everyone watching was probably a little mad at themselves, being like, oh gosh, if only this conversation happened one night earlier, Charlie would still be here. Or if the viewers weren't super petty and voted for Iris to be with Ace, then maybe somebody else would have went home who didn't have a connection, and you would still be there.
That's true. Wow, I did not know that. I mean, I know she was kissing him a lot, but I was kissing her a lot too. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I hear you completely. It was honestly, it was just a bad timing issue.
Yeah.
It was just brutal timing. Like, yeah, she had her head turned. She did what she did with Pepe, but I think it shows that, what they say about those Love Island journeys of where people, they're coupled up with somebody, they have their head turned, they go to the other side a bit, and then maybe then it builds them back stronger. And I think people were seeing that in real time. That is genuinely what happens. But unfortunately, we didn't get to show each other our growth, or like show the world our growth, because it just got cut short. And now the fact that by technicality she's continuing the journey with that very guy, it's like it's brutal, man. But yeah, I get it. I understand. America, I love you, but you really upset me.
No, that's very fair. I think, like you said, we were watching it, and it did break all of our hearts to see you have this conversation, because really the way that you two had that conversation was the quote unquote perfect way that viewers really want to have the contestants go about the show, because everyone
Yes.
always complains, oh, they're not exploring enough, they're not doing this or not doing that. And I thought Hannah actually handled it pretty well, in the sense that she said, you know what, I explored and I realized that it's actually you. We have the better connection, and it's there. And like you said, the timing was just unfortunate. What was going through your head when you kind of gave that last plea to the group before the vote to be like, guys, we just had this conversation, hear me out?
I thought, mate, I thought to the end, you know what I mean? I thought, if this is it now, then they haven't seen the conversation we've just had. I'm going to say my piece, man. I'm going to let it be known. Like, we've just had this talk. We've got through the hurdle. No one else pitched. I pitched, and I did what I had to do, but it just didn't get into their brains, man. And, going back to the conversation with Hannah as well, you're right. Like, I think she didn't let outside influence get into her head, and I think that was something that was really amazing to see about her character towards the end. Because the conversation I had with her at the beginning of the day, if you saw, I was a bit let down with it. Like, it didn't seem, it didn't, but then she came back and was completely understanding of everything that had happened, and understood, the Amaya chat was like, let's be real, that chat was what Amaya said it was. It was me acting like out of confusion and like a bit of hurt, and like, well, thinking if she's exploring, I have to. But I didn't want to. I just felt like I had to.
Yeah, I think that's honestly big of you to admit, because I think the viewers watching were kind of like, oh, is Charlie just having these chats because Hannah is? And you're kind of like, you're like, well, I might as well explore if she is. How did you feel that it was Amaya who sent you home, especially after what had unfolded, very soon before that?
Yeah, proper disappointed about Amaya, because I'll tell you why. Amaya had come to me so much, and I'd comforted her and like give her support at times when she was crying. Me and Hannah were literally there for her. I always would check in on her because I felt sorry for her for the way that it started with her. Um, and like, I was there for her, man. And, she told me in that conversation that our closest connection was with Hannah. But then she also said in the conversation with Hannah, she understood why I did it. So I'm really confused and disappointed with why she voted me, man. It's brutal. I felt like it sucks because I always stuck up for her. And then like she, completely destroyed me. And I just don't understand. She said she was close with Hannah, but then was she scared to go vote against the other girls? Is that what it was? Or was she just acting on a quick moment. Bear in mind, they really didn't know the conversation me and Hannah had. They probably thought that she was into Pepe still more. Who knows? Who knows?
Yeah.
But that sucked, man. That sucked.
Do you think that there maybe is some blind support from the girls? It's just like, no matter what we actually think, we're gonna support the girls, because it feels like they were like, oh, we're not, there's no way we're voting for Huda, even though maybe they might think that would have been the right thing to do. Or
Facts, well, 100%. And you got to look at it, right? The girls basically saved Huda, right? But the boys, right? This is why the boys are doing their own thing. We're all boys, we're all friends. They still voted to dump Jeremiah's connection because that's what they felt was right, right? So the boys weren't trying to save anybody. I feel like the girls are going to be girls with it, and they saved their girls, right? So they they obviously weren't going to dump Huda. I feel like I was the easy vote, girls. Do you know what I mean? I felt like I was the easy vote, and I knew that, which is why I still had to make my piece, man. But and I'm one of these people as well that, like, do you ever have an argument or a discussion and then the day later you think of what to say?
Always.
Mate, all the time.
You're in the shower, you're like playing it out. Yeah.
Always the shower, or on the toilet. Do you know what I mean? I should have.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yo, I just, like, not that I would have gone crazy, like, but I just would have. I wanted to probe her mind, or why were you thinking? Sierra's vote let me down as well, because I'll tell you why. Me and Sierra came into the villa together as two bombshells, and she established connections quicker than me, and we'd have conversations where, like, she would see, like, don't worry, like, a connection's going to come. She knew I was trying hard to find it, and when I got it, like, she was supportive of that, and the girls were supporting, but then she voted to get me out. So I genuinely do think the girls were maybe saving, like, Alandria's man and, like,
Yeah.
this vote goes down, right? And is there any point where everyone who's voting can talk to each other, or is it really just everyone has to go off their own individual vote? It's not like the boys can all huddle up and the girls can all huddle up. There was no time for that, right?
No, they had to go off their own mind right there and then, and that was why it was so brutal, man.
Yeah.
Because they didn't get to see, had me and Hannah come downstairs earlier, they might have seen us really, like, touchy-feely and giddy, and I would have been able to tell them, yeah, we're good, But yeah, there's no communication. There's no, like, chance for a tactical vote. They had to go off their head. Obviously they had their own tactic, like, but I mean, like, not constructing together, like, all right, let's get him out because this and da 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 da. But yeah, they go off, they make their vote, and then yeah, man.
Yeah. With the guys voting for Huda and, kind of wanting to get her out of there, are you caught up? Are you caught up with the episodes?
So look, I'll be honest with you. I tried watching it, and then I saw, like, that they sent Hannah on a date and that with Pepe, like, the day after. I'm not gonna lie, like, so I don't want to see that shit, man. Do you know what I mean? It's, like, brutal. Sorry, can I swear? I shouldn't have sworn.
Yes, no, you're good. Hey, that's how you feel. You're good.
Fuck yeah, man. Well, I don't want to see that shit. It sucks, man. Like, it's brutal. These are real. It's like I can't help but feel like it should be me there, man. Do you know what I mean? So, but I've seen that Jalen went last night, and there's been a recoupling, and Jeremiah's gone with Iris. Good for him, mate.
Yes. Yeah. So that was going to be my next question. And by the way, totally makes sense why you don't want to watch. Like, it's a little soon, a little close for comfort right now. But I was going to ask that in the villa, did it feel the way that the viewers feel watching, in terms of Jeremiah and Huda being, like, a very toxic relationship or situation that's going on? And do you feel like any of the Islanders are a little scared to cross Huda?
Wait, so you're asking, are they as toxic as it seems on the outside? Is that what you're saying?
Yes. And are people scared to, like, cross Huda, like, do anything to make her upset?
Well, look, I think the relationship definitely was toxic. Look at it. Like, she got onto the guy about not making her pancakes on just one morning. Like, the guy was up every morning making a breakfast. The one morning he doesn't make her pancakes, and it's a big deal. There was little things. There were always, by the end of it, there was more things that they were getting frustrated with each other about. And I always said it was never going to be a bombshell that tore them apart. It was going to be themselves. Do you know what I mean? The pressure they put on themselves. And I think she was just getting onto him about little things. And you could see the guy stressed out. And I'm thinking, dude, like, I think it's time, like, you know what I mean? Maybe look out elsewhere and stuff. But yeah, there's that. In terms of, do I think the girls are scared to cross Huda? She's definitely like, obviously, maybe a stronger personality as a girl in there, but I don't know what they talk about in the makeup room. Maybe there is, maybe I know that she like, had said things and probably had things talked about and stuff, but I don't see why you'd be scared of her though. I don't understand why she's never like, I just think the girls are safe. I don't know, man. Maybe they could be. I don't know what's going on in their mind.
Right, because it's interesting to watch now. Like you said, I know you're haven't completely tuned in, but you saw the vote, and just from so many of the girls saving her again, but we see a preview for the coming episodes, and it really feels like the energy in the villa is like, hey, this can't go on like this. Like she can't. So it's conflicting because it seems like, okay, they don't want the two of them to keep fighting, but they're keeping her there, and they're just gonna keep fighting.
Well, hold on. Who was it out of the vote to save Huda, and how did that?
So they all had to split up, and some had to stand behind Jalen, and some had to stand behind Huda, and all the girls.
Yeah, you see,
all the girls stood behind Huda.
It's
and so did Ace.
And so did Ace. And
wait, what?
Yeah, so did Ace. I think that's what people were most shocked by. They were like, wait, Ace, who was going on about Huda, stood behind her to save her?
Well, look, I mean, Jalen had only been in there a few days though as well. And like, maybe that was another situation of, we do know Huda more. Let's see, give her a chance and give her time. Look, I can sympathize with her because I know what's happened. She's had her couple taken away by force, right? And now she's got to sit and watch, Jeremiah grow with someone else. So I get it, man. Does it mean that she doesn't get a chance to explore? I don't know. If people really wanted her out of the villa, they'd get her out of the villa. Yeah. But, now she's technically single, like maybe she's got to explore somebody as well. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. I think the viewers would be happy to see both of them explore new opportunities and see if they can kind of grow from what has happened already.
They just can't keep fighting.
Right. Going back to your situation, was there any part of you that thought or wanted Hannah to leave with you?
So look, like Love Island is such a amazing, rare and unique experience that, like, look, just because I was robbed of it doesn't mean she should be robbed of it too. Like, we were just on that verge, yeah? Like, we just, maybe if another week or two we were really like, maybe she might have felt like that, but it never crossed my mind, and I just wouldn't put that on her like that because it's just like we were just getting there, man. And like I say, it's just such a rare, unique experience that I wouldn't want to rob her of it. I got unfairly done, man. I don't think it's right, Like, let's be real as well. I'm not being funny, but no one else was like me and Hannah in that villa, man. We were like giddy little children all the time, like over each other. Everyone else was like still working each other out. We just went straight into it. And that's the thing with me, yeah, girls. I just follow what I feel. I'm not trying to play games in there. I'm going in there. And if that means I make a stupid decision because I'm an idiot with it, I'm following my heart, then I'm going to make a stupid decision. If it means I'm going to follow or chase this one girl, then that's how it is. But I think that's a good Love Island specimen or experiment right there, because I'm just going to go with my heart and like, it is what it is. So no, I don't think she should have left. I feel like they should put me back in there, mate, to go get back. That's what I think.
I love it.
I agree.
You know what? You're still out here fighting the fight, which I like. You put that plea during the vote and you're saying it now. I do want to run a scenario by you. If that doesn't happen and Hannah continues on and we saw you, say goodbye to her and say, promise me we'll talk after this and the whole thing. If she continues on the path that she's on, and whatever happens with Pepe happens, or if she leaves and she's not really in a relationship or anything, but obviously if she's spending this time with Pepe now, would you want to still talk to her?
Look, the reality is she's now going to continue this journey in a very unique, confined, like, environment. She's going to grow with him. That's the truth, you know.
Yeah.
And like, whether they stick together or not, I don't know. But yeah, like, look, I've only been out a few days, girls. Do you know what I mean? It's very raw and real for me still. I'll go home, decompress, assess it. I don't want to see it continue, but maybe it might be a thing. If she comes out and the stars align where it's like, okay, let's link up because we did have a unique experience. But, you know, look, she might meet somebody in there, man. That just might be the way of the world. And that's just part of my process where I just have to accept and do my own thing. So, yeah, look, if she comes out and, you know, the pathways are right for us to at least have a coffee, do you know what I mean? Like, but I can't sit here like that, man. It's crazy. You know what I mean?
Introducing innovation from the award-winning #1 dry shampoo brand. In the US, 1 can of Batiste is sold every 1.3 seconds. The new Batiste Light Dry Shampoo is their lightest dry shampoo ever. It blends seamlessly into your hair and leaves no white residue. It's lightweight and non-gritty, absorbing oil and grease for a cleaner-looking hair without weighing it down. The Batiste Light Dry Shampoo comes in 2 soft and subtle scents, Mellow Melon and Zen Matcha. It's great on your hair, easy on your wallet, and you get that blowout. You don't have to pay for multiple blowouts. You get the one, you can keep it refreshed, going, beautiful. I love to use a little bit of the Batiste Light Dry Shampoo after, maybe I go to the gym and I want to keep my blowout going, want to refresh the hair. It's a perfect way to give it some extra life. You can buy the Batiste Light Dry Shampoo online or in store at your nearest retailer.
Yeah, I want to ask you what the process is like leaving the villa and then, you're back in a hotel room. You still don't really have access to the outside world. What is the thought process like? Where's your mind at? What are you doing to kind of distract yourself through the days?
Oh, mate. So when I got back, like at the time when I've just got firstly dumped, the adrenaline and shock and you black out a bit and everything's gone. Like I didn't even think I'd said goodbye to her properly, but then when I've looked back, I still managed to say my piece. I got back to the hotel, everything flushed out, and then I was like a little baby, mate. Like I was like, what? Like I can't believe it because I genuinely felt like I'd just been taken away from this girl that I was just establishing a real connection with, and it was really hard. I was like, what's happened? Then the next day I was angry. The next day I was like, they voted for me. Like, why would they do? Like, what's there? And then, it is difficult for a person like me, I'm an overthinker. I'm always thinking and stuff. So to go back into the hotel room and just have to deal with everything that's just happened, but not have any access really to, you got to process it, man. You go through it and you just got to kind of channel it. And today's probably the better day that I felt. But the first 2 days, you might see some social media stuff where I'm just looking devastated. Man.
Do you have anybody to talk to there, or is it sort of just like the people who are working on the show? Have you been able to contact family, any of that, or not yet?
Yeah. So like you got all good support and everything. You're not just left in you're not just left in it.
Yeah.
No, everybody's great. You get out and you still like, you get to speak to people. I still get to call my mom and that, you know what I mean, and speak to my fam. So it's all that. It's just, the in-between bits of being in a room, just thinking, because for the last 2 weeks, all I've known is the villa. Do you know what I mean? Everything that's happened is villa stuff. I don't. So you're just thinking about what's gone down, and then you're thinking, I should have said this or I should have done that. And that's the worst when you get stuck in the vortex of coulda, shoulda, woulda.
Yeah. Or woulda, shoulda, woulda. But yeah, Charlie, I think that the best thing that you can remember is that you really had no control over this. This was not up to you. You guys, we saw it was kind of like the perfect recipe, like Fran said earlier, like Hannah explored, she came back, Love Island recipe, and the viewers voted and it end up in a shit favor your way, so if you just remind yourself, like it didn't have anything to do with what you did.
100%, and I appreciate that. Like, it's true. That's the thing. Sometimes you just gotta let go and let the universe take over. Do you know what I mean? You gotta go with, okay, this happened, is what it is. Where am I gonna go next? Look, like last year, would I ever thought I'd be on Love Island USA speaking to lovely girls right now? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
it's I'm blown away. I'm just a lad from Birmingham that's managed to get, I'm in the villa with all, like, it's hilarious. So yeah, look, I want to do my thing, and it is. And from what I've heard as well, from what I've heard, the little I've heard is that people kind of like get where I would like might not sympathize, but understand like it was a brutal way to go, and I went out on my shield. I fought to the end and like did what I did, man. So
Yeah, it's I know you don't have your phone, so you probably haven't even seen it, but you have one of the saddest departure photos from
Really?
this show.
Oh, it's heartbreaking.
You're standing in the doorway, you
With
have
your
your luggage,
luggage, and
and you're like this. Like
No,
it's
why
like
did
so,
they use that one, man? I knew. Listen,
You look-
I told them.
No, you-
I told them that's actually brutal.
It's
No,
a heartbreaking
no,
photograph.
it is, and honestly, it
Oh, I'm
matched.
so annoyed. I smiled after. I smiled after. So
Can I-
use that one.
No,
Can
it
I
matched
show
how
you?
we all. It matched how we all.
Do you think I'll
felt
get it?
about
Do you think
it.
I'll get in trouble if I show you? Here, you can put it in front of the camera.
Let's see. Let's see. Wait, it's blurry. Let me
It's
see this.
it's not going to focus. This is. I mean, it's so far
so
away.
far
right?
away.
Speak,
Yeah.
speak. Yeah, speak. Let's see.
Here, we're gonna zoom in the camera so we can see.
Damn, no way, man. Fuck's sake. What do they want me to do? Like, it's
Yeah,
like
yeah.
people that are listening, like, yeah, this is like a game show or whatever, but it's real emotions, man. Like, it's all real. Like, you get.
No, it's sad. I just wanted you to see it, but we're not making fun. We're actually felt.
No, I
actually
know.
felt bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, like it was a good. It's look, you real emotions. I felt like I was going to embark, like, have a great journey with it, and it got taken away. And you fall for people, you build emotions and relations, and it's real, man. It's real, and it's hard. It's hard.
Well,
So
the internet is being like, bring him back for Casa more, bring him back for Casa
Something.
more.
And it would be good because we know that you would fight for it. So
well, like, yeah, I think Casa would be a different one, because if she's in there, like, but then I'd only be limited to her, like, because the other girls would probably go for the other boys. But like, not saying it like that, but I mean, in terms of, I think it could be better if I just walked in, man, one day. Do you know what I mean? Say if they were
like,
progressing.
let me
Say if they-
bombshell again.
Let me bombshell the guy that bombshelled me. Do you know what I'm saying? Let's see then. All right, mate. You got her by technicality. Now I'm back to fucking. Do you know what I mean? Shit up.
Yep.
Well, it'd be good. And if it didn't work out after that, it didn't work out. But at least I had my redemption. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right.
What drew you to Love Island over, like, obviously, you, like we said, there is Love Island UK, but
Yeah,
what
yeah.
drew you to Love Island USA?
All right, I'll tell you. So basically, last year I had a bit of a holiday romance with an American girl from LA, and basically really fell for her. Whilst I was with her, she kept going on about this Love Island season 6 and how amazing it is. And I was like, oh yeah, because she was like, we all know about the Love Island UK one. What do you think? And I was like, oh yeah, cool. So I checked it out a bit. And she often joked like, oh, if you did it, da 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 da. And when it didn't work out and she had to go back to LA and I couldn't come, and I was devastated about it, and I had to let her go type thing, and be like, it was one of those situationships that just didn't work out. And I was gutted. And then we basically dropped connection, like communication. And like, I was like, do you know what? Yeah. I feel like this isn't the last. I'm gonna fucking apply for Love Island season 7. Why not? She mentioned it, and this is crazy. And I'm sitting there, and I've applied for this show. I find a casting agent. I go, "You're right. Can British people apply for Love Island USA?" And she was like, "Sure." So I apply, and week by week, like, more people are speaking to me, and it's kind of making progress. Then I moved to Australia because I need to see my family anyway. And I'm thinking, okay, if this happens, I want to get tanned already. I want to get in good shape. And it just kept going on. And then all of a sudden, months have gone by. I'm completely don't think about this girl anymore. Now I'm thinking about, shit, I'm going on to Love Island USA. What the fuck? What the fuck am I doing? And then, yeah, man, like I go to Fiji and then, mate, to go in as an early bombshell, to have that like intro, like badass. And I just think manifestation's real. Manifestation is real. It was crazy. But that's how. So if I never met that girl, then I would not be here.
Yep.
And
Do you think she's like, I told him about this damn show. I should be on there.
100%, mate. Like she's probably thinking, what the fuck is my British romance from last summer doing on fucking Love Island
Oh my
USA?
God.
Or like it didn't end badly or anything like or whatever. But it would be. I wonder if she has seen it now. Like it would be crazy. But you know, my head
she's,
different.
she's definitely. So you definitely have. You're gonna get your phone back tomorrow, and you're gonna have text from her tomorrow.
We'll
100%.
see.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, we have to wrap up, Charlie. I
okay.
keep getting the signal. Otherwise, we would keep talking to you.
I know. So much more. So many more questions.
So many more
It's all right.
questions. But you're probably busy. Thank you so much for joining us. We're hoping maybe there'll be a shot where they're like, hey, you're staying here. We're gonna throw you back in another bombshell. I know people are rooting for that. But thank you so much.
Are you guys rooting for that?
Yes,
Are you
we
guys
are.
I would love to see that. I would love to. I'm ready for some drama that doesn't have to do with Jeremiah and Huda.
Same.
So I would
man.
love for
Yes,
you to go back.
please.
Yeah.
Don't worry.
Yeah.
Let me steal the show.
Yes.
Exactly.
Please.
Charlie, thank you so much.
Thank you,
Thanks so much,
Charlie.
girls. See you later.
Bye.
Bye.
All right, that wraps up today's episode of Chicks in the Office. Thank you so much for watching and listening. The best show on earth. And thank you to Ronan Jetski for our new intro. We hope you guys love it. We want to know your thoughts. We love you guys, and we'll talk to you on Friday.
Yeah, Chicks in the Office. Long time listener, first time caller.
Look at the charts, who does it the best? 2 chicks getting paid in reality checks. You can find them at the gym, it's not even a flex. Last minute red carpet, flew them out on a jet. Yeah, they're who you wanna be, they're always on your screen. 2 queens and they might be spilling royalty. A lot of topics that are popping here to get into. I know a show that you probably wanna listen to. Turn the heat up, turn the beat up. Record the pod, made a bag, put their feet up. The ones that leave no crumbs when they clean up. Who's the pod that they all wanna meet up? Who turned the heat up, turn the beat up. Record the pod, made a bag, put their feet up. The ones that leave no crumbs when they clean up. Who's the pod that they all wanna meet up?